It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the NFC East. It's Washington and New York, next on Madden NFL 22.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Washington football team. Brandon Gaudin here with Charles Davis. And, CD, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one. Each of them, in his own way, with something to prove, you'd think, for 2021. Carson Wentz and Daniel Jones.
And, Brandon, I'll tell you, the word fear comes to mind because we know that fear is a great motivator in this league. Fear of losing your job, fear that you don't have it anymore, fear that your backup is really playing well and coming for your job. Your current situation may not work out. That often inspires guys to better play. Let's see if we get that in this one.
Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Here's Richie James on the return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants, but his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
Mike 51, watch the run, watch the run. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Throw right side, going to be caught by Seals-Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. So they get the completion. That's good, but Charles, probably not good to get hit on the first play of the game.
No coaching staff ever wants their quarterback hit on any passing play, especially to start the game. What you're hoping is you have one of those tough guys back there that sometimes when they get hit early, gets the juices flowing, and they get right into the game.
Second and 11 now. Now Jones. And right away, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now James returning. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing, Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep, Alex Erickson. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a give to Gibson. Dances by him. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To throw, it's Wentz. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 43. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Let's go!
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
Right there. Right there. 54 miles. Coming, baby. I'm coming.
On first down, right back to Gibson. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Now a man open down the middle of the field.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Tay Crowder able to make the play.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wentz. Being chased out left. And Wentz going to slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Here we go.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Try to power it in with Arma. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Carson Wentz keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make the score 14-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Jones. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
2nd down and 7. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. To Barkley on the check down. And a nice stiff arm. It opens room to run. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Focus, defense, focus. New Mike 52, Mike 52.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
We got 4.
Now Wentz. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Go. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Too little, cut.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. And Thomas has it.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 38, Wentz. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Throwing to start the drive, Jones. Steps away to his left. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for Washington. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Giants, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Erickson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. Throwing on first is Wentz. This to McLaurin out on the left side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. A handoff for Gibson. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2, just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Gibson. 41 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Wentz. Thomas has got it, complete.
Don't get nervous.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing is Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Right there, 54, right there.
Wentz now on 1st down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And a great finish done. Ram.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Black, come on. 48, Mike. Hey. 57. Great.
On 2nd down at 4, Wentz over the middle, complete to Samuel.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Let's go one more. Hey, Ford, don't go. No.
Now Wentz. Touchdown, Washington. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Here's James. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now Jones throwing on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
55 is mine, guys. 55.
Barkley toss play left. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field. And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Ron Rivera scowling down on the sideline, and he's thrown out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So for Ron Rivera, challenging that call turns out to be the right decision. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the fourth. Second down and 3. They'll run. It's Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Once more, Gibson. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
On first down, Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 64 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Go. 180. Listen.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Washington on 3rd down, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run with Gibson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
That's it, baby.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. On first down, Gibson. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Working with 2nd and 5 now. A carry for Gibson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Check, check, watch it before, watch it before. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
So it's Washington getting the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.